Today's video is all about this. Something that's come up. I didn't know it was around the corner, but it's hit me like a ton of bricks. So let's get into the video. Welcome back, everybody. It's today's video, as the intro explained. It's a sad day for myself, really, and it's nothing about anything to do in the workshop. It's about my beloved motorcycles that I have quite a few, 6 in total, and most of them are what I've purchased as wrecks completely and redone them to a really good classic condition. But it's not about these, it's about my pride and joy, the Yamaha Mt01. I'll tell you a little bit of history about it. I had when I finished in the fire service and retired, I said to the wife, I'm going to buy myself a newer motorcycle. And one that I'd kept my eyes on for a while was the Honda 1000 Fireblade RR with the twin exhaust under the rear seat. And I found one, very low mileage. It was a 57 plate, the same as my Mt01. And it was, I went to look at it. I didn't have a test ride. My mistake, nobody else's. And wife says she's gone to work. She says, I hope you're looking forward to picking your new bike up. I said, yes, I am. I picked it up locally. We were only about 3 mile away, 4 mile from a dealer, but he was specific in what he chose. It had, I think, 1200 miles on the clock, and it was a 57 plate, as I said, but it wasn't near the 57, so you can tell the mileage that, or rather the mileage it hadn't done. It was immaculate. And I went down, got a lift, went down to pick it up, and got on it for the first time and rode it back home here. And when I got back home here, I parked it on the drive and I sat down on the little wall that we had at the time, and I just thought, what the hell have I bought this for? And I knew then it wasn't what I wanted and what I shouldn't have bought, and I should have had a test ride on it, because if I'd have had a test ride on that, this was back in, when would it be? 2013 and thereabouts. And I thought, what on earth? No, it won't have been 2013, because that's when I acquired the MT. It'll have been back maybe 2010, something like that. Anyway, I just thought, what am I going to do? No, I'll get to like it. I tried and tried and tried, and I didn't like it. It just didn't suit me. You know, I mean, I'm a lot older now than I was. And I thought, no. And after it got up to about 2013 thereabouts, and I said to my brother, we were both at work then, because we were working in a factory then, both me and my brother, when we finished in the fire service. And I just thought, I'm going to get rid of Fireblade. You're joking. I said, no, I don't like it, Steve. And when you start to go out on a bike that you don't like, it's time to get rid of it, because you need to enjoy what you're doing when you go out, and I weren't enjoying it at all. He'd had a go at riding it, and to say the least, when you got off it, it wasn't for somebody of my stature and my age. It just, I ached all over when I got off it every time. If we went for a run somewhere, 35 mile on it, you wanted to get off it. I would ache, cramp. Oh no, I didn't like it, so I made a decision I'm going to get rid of it. And one of the bikes that I always liked, or always wanted but never came across one, was the Mt01. It's just a different riding position, different style of bike, and it's just a sheer 700cc muscle bike. There's no other words for it. This thing will, engine braking's immense. It really is. You can, when I'm out up in Dales, I very rarely have to use a lot of brakes, because you just have to shut off, and the engine braking alone will slow you down enough. And you get to learn to ride that. You've got to learn to ride that MT. You can't just get on it, and you can get on it and ride it, but to ride it efficiently and safely, you need to learn to ride it. And he said, well, what are you going to do? I said, I've seen a one that I can go to have a look at and have a test ride, and it were at Keighley. So I went across to the motorcycle shop. He went with us. We went on his bikes, and I said to the bloke, yeah, I'm liking one of these. All right, they were very helpful. Yeah. He said, I'll get it out for you. You can do a test ride if you want. I said, yeah. And there were one of the covers missing outside. I said, there's a cover missing. Oh yeah, you can get one of them. Well, I weren't particularly interested in the bike. I was interested in having a test ride. So he gets it out for me, and then it started, but it would not go into gear, because the clutch was, if you leave them any length of time, there's a big clutch on these. They can actually stick, and you hear it. If this hasn't been run, if you didn't run it for, or start it up at least once for 12 months, when you come to put it into gear, it'll snatch like you hear it. So you nail it. You really need to get those clutch plates free. Anyway, he couldn't get them free, so he ended up running down the road and bouncing on it until he broke the clutch free. I thought, well, I certainly won't be buying back now. Anyway, cut a long story short, he said, there you are, there's some fuel in it, get on it, go for a test drive. So I did about 10-12 mile on it. My brother waited, and I went up the road and went around a bit, and I thought, I like this. I really do like it. Low revving, lots of torque. And then I turned around to come down a predominantly steep hill that's round where the motorcycle shop was, and I hadn't been round a steep hill. Gentle hills, but that was it. And I come hurtling down this hill and shut off, and the engine braking was so good on it that I ended up over between the wing mirrors and the handlebars. It just really did slow me down. That's when I realised you have to actually learn to ride these. When you go from any of the other bikes I've got, and you go onto this, you go into a roundabout, you think, when you first get on it, you think you're in the right gear, you're in the wrong gear. So you have to learn what gears you need to be in for roundabouts and general, but it doesn't take long. And once you get used to it, it's an absolute brilliant, fantastic bike to ride, and people look at it, they're always coming up and, oh, what's that? God, that's a big engine. Well, yeah, so he explained it's a 1700cc V-twin, lots of torque. I mean, I've never had it above 80 really. I've no need to, I'm not one of them, but anyway, so to the problem they have that I've come up to. And if you remember, I've said in some of the, showed in some of the videos the bikes that I have here in the workshop, and one of them is a Honda DN01, and it was a concept bike. It's a 700cc V-twin, but that bike is so custom. I'll show you it. People have already seen them, but it's an absolute, I can't explain it. It's an absolute dream to ride. It's fully automatic. It is a motorbike. It's not a scooter, as people think. You can pre-select your gears manual. You've got a sport mode, or you can full automatic. It's got footboards, low slung, low centre of gravity, whereas the MT isn't. And it's just, when you get out on that, as soon as I took it out for a ride when we first acquired it, my brother don't like it, by the way, he don't like it, but when I took it out for a ride, I had a smile from ear to ear, and every time I go out on it, it's the same. I enjoy that bike. It handles well, it performs well, fuel economy is good, and you enjoy it. So anyway, went back possibly 4 years ago. My friend on the road, John, we went out for a ride one night, and I was on the MT and he was on his Suzuki, and we went for a good run round, and yeah, with an absolute fantastic night out, really, because we started off at tea time and didn't come back well late. We went all over. We loved it. Parked the bike up. This was 4 years ago, and I hadn't been out on the MT for 4 years. That was the last time I took it out. I've had medical problems. Anyway, I hadn't been out on the bike for 4 years. I'd had a knee replacement, left knee replacement, which obviously affects your gear change. And I've also had, which I've done videos about, I've also had prostatectomy from prostate cancer. I've had my prostate out. So in the 4 years I've had quite a lot to get over, and I've not, with the knee especially, I've not been able to go out on a motorcycle. However, after I got to a reasonable standard, I realised that, well, no, I can't go out on MT, because that's what I was aiming to go out on. I'm going out on Honda. It's easier to ride, and I went out on it. This is 6 months after having my knee done, well, if that, and it was lovely to go out on. I had no pain, ease, no aching. You just don't ache on that thing. It's incredible. I've rode a lot of motorcycles, but I've never rode anything as easy to ride as that. It's I can't express that enough. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but so I went out on it, and I went out on it a lot. I got used to it, and then obviously I was another setback, maybe prostrate. I had to have that out, so it laid me back off. But as soon as I got well enough, I went out on the Honda again. Then this year I thought, I'm ready now, I'm 100%. I want to go out on my dream bike, the MT. So I MOT'd it the other week, and I was really excited. First time get back out on that bike. Got myself togged up, everything. Said to wife, I'm going out on bike. She says, yeah, not a problem. I said, I always do. When I go out, I tell her roughly where I'm going, which everybody should do that if you've got family back at home. I told her where I was going, and that I would message her when I stop. I let her know what I'm doing, and then I also let her know when I'm coming back. If I stop for a cup, I'll let her know when I'm coming back. I've always done that. Anyway, I went out on the bike, and from getting on it and starting it up outside the house to coming back in, and I'd done a fair few miles that night on it, I realised that something wasn't right. It was hard work. I've never come across it before. I mean, if anybody else has come across it, please let me know in the comment section. I'd be interested to see if anybody's felt the same. And I didn't enjoy it. really didn't enjoy it. It seemed hard work. There was a lot of effort into riding it and getting used to riding it again, and it's as though I've fallen out of love with it. And maybe because the Honda has made it so enjoyable to go out, that when you go out on this, it is, no mistake about it, it's a big lump. And I love it. I love the look of it. I look at everything, the sound of it, everything. It's got Acapobits on. And the box behind me here, you can see, I haven't opened this since I got it. It's got the original end cans in that came on its standard ones from Yamaha, because the Acapobits were put on at Charlie Yamaha, where I got this from. So I'd fallen out of love of it. So anyway, cut long story short, jump back a bit to the test drive. I'm getting one. Okay, so I hunted and hunted, and I saw one at Charlie Yamaha that I've just mentioned, and they had it in the showroom there, and I rang them and they said yeah, it's you'd be the second owner if you buy it. Alright, so what's mileage on it? I think it was something like this back in 2013. It ridiculous low mileage on it. I don't know, it was about 1200 or 2000 miles on it or something like that. Anyway, I wasn't too sure on it, but my brother were off work that day, and then he rang me. It was fatal really. He said, guess where I am? I said, what? He said, I'm looking at that MT. I've had a ride out on bike to have a look. He said, it's nice, really nice. Are you sure, Steve? He said, yeah, you'll love it. So I took his word for it, never even saw it, went to look at the bike. Made a deal with the guy. He took my bike in part exchange, my Fireblade RR, and I said, is it clean? Oh yeah, it's pristine, it's clean. I said, well, mine's immaculate. You can put it straight in the showroom, the Fireblade. Oh yeah, so I had a little bit of few hundred quid to put to, but that's it. And he took mine off me because he could get rid of that. Not a lot of people were buying these. Obviously why. So anyway, I made the deal, arranged for it. It came in a van. He wheeled this out, and I thought he said he'd cleaned it. Well, he said he'd cleaned it. It's not to do with me like driver. I said, no, he said he's cleaned it. Oh, I said, that's not clean. It's not my standard anyway. So I thought, fair enough, it's come. I'll get to him, fettle it and get it all how I want it. So he wheeled my bike out to put it in. He said, Jesus Christ, he says, this is clean. He said he'll put this straight in the showroom. I'll have a buyer for this by tea time. So it's up to him. I'm happy at what I've got. So anyway, the deal was done, but he didn't bring the end cans over. He had to post them for me. So I got them, and all the bits that you have to take off when you put the new Acapobits on. And as I say, they were put on at Charlie Yamaha, and I think they were put on when it was new, because these bikes came over to Yamaha. He was telling my brother a tale that these just came in crates to the Yamaha dealership and said, just put these out. I said, well, what other? It's Mt01s. Oh, they were an awful lot of money, and they just didn't sell. Quite sought after now, but they didn't sell. And somebody bought this. The gentleman that had it bought it and didn't like it, so he traded it back in for something he did. So anyway, jump forward again now. So as I say, I went out to this, and I came back, and I knew then, and I can't shake it off. In fact, so much so that I wheeled it back in the garage, and I went upstairs and took it off road tax, saw it, and went and MOT'd the Honda DN01, and I'm going to tax that this month, starting of this month, August. I couldn't believe it, and I can't get the spirit back in me to ride it. I just don't know what's happened. it's strange, it's never occurred to me before. I've a Z650 I love to ride. I've got a VF500 that's lovely to ride. A VF750, VFR 750. That's nearly the same as nice to ride as the Honda DN01. And my brother's got a R1, a 2000 fully painted Kenny Roberts one from the factory, and it's immaculate. And I can ride that, and I have taken it out, and that's not bad, but it's not my cup of tea now. And I just don't, I can't, you know, it upsets me to see it, to know that I don't want to ride it, if that makes sense. I don't know, I've never come across it before, and I love motorcycles, but this, and it's a big machine. I can still handle it. It's not the handling. I just don't like the riding style anymore of it. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. But I think I'm gonna have to decide and put it up for sale. Unfortunately, I'm going to show you around it at the moment in a minute, and I'll show you around the Honda, a close-up. I know people have seen them on my videos, but I haven't done close-ups of them. But it actually has knocked me for six, really, because there's an old saying, I might not be able to ride them, and I'm 72 me this year, so, and although it's a lovely bike at 72, I think this now is, I need something that's easier to ride. This has 3,945 miles on the clock, and I'm the second owner. It is immaculate, there's no mistake. You could put it in a showroom and sell it new. Apparently tyres have been up road, that's about it. There's not a mark on it. But the old saying is, well, I might not be able to ride it, but I can sit and look at it. No, I could do that at one time. I can't now. If I sat and looked at that on my drive and not wanting to go out and ride it, I'd be really upset. So it's come to an abrupt end for the MT. I'm going to have to look at what I do and sell it, let somebody else have the enjoyment of it. But anyway, that's the dilemma that I've come across, and it came out of the blue. I didn't expect it, because I was expecting to get on that and get back into it and have a fantastic time on it like I was doing originally. It has not happened, and nor do I think it'll come back. So much so, as I said, I've taken it back off the road. So it's MOT'd, it's just been MOT'd last month. So, but anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you around and give you a close-up of it, okay? Right, here we are. This is the muscle monster, as I call it. As you can see, the condition of it is, and I'll take you some close-ups, you will not find one on the market. I listened to say you could still put that on as a nearly new. I look after all the bikes that I have. You can see and there are marks on the ends here where you would, if you dropped it, and I'll show you the mileage on it. You can can see that. Let's see if I can just blank a bit. Hope you can see that. 3,945 miles. Everywhere. No marks on the tank or anything. These are the two whopping exhausts, and it's great. When my friend, we go out, he follows me because he says when you shut off, it pops and that at the back, and you can see flames coming out of it because of the acrophobics. That's easy to see. There is not a mark on the bike. Yeah, it's you're riding this on the road, you get noticed. Sometimes for the wrong reasons, sometimes for the right reasons, but there you go. Just have a drink of my coffee. And as you can see, you walk, I mean, the look of the bike is absolutely fantastic. It's amazing. I loved it from the day one when I saw one. Never thought I'd get a chance to own one, but I did. And now I'm having to let go. What I will show you is this. Right, you can see that box there. I have not opened this since I acquired the bike, so they tell me it's got standard exhaust in, but I don't know. Let's see. Oh. I don't know what. Oh God! These must be the shrouds that come with it. How? I do not know how they came off. I won't take them both out, but they're both in here. There you go. One set of a standard, there you go, end cans. And so look, hardly out in there, because I was assured that these were taken off when it was purchased originally. They ordered them for him, and so I've been told, but it doesn't make any odds. I mean, they're still like new, are these. Yeah, so these are in here waiting for whoever buys the bike. Oh yeah, that's easy to do, isn't it? Oh, fortunately they've gone back in. Now, as you can see, this box says Yamaha Aquaphobics, so they're from Yamaha. Yeah, there's not a right lot that I can say to regards how I feel. It's like something's gone into my stomach and pull my innards out. I didn't think I'd ever feel that way about this bike. I could get rid of all the bikes and out of all of them I'd want to keep this, but it's just not happened now. Yeah, sad day, but that's what this video's about. If anybody's come across and felt the same way as I feel, please let me know and what you think on it, because I've never been in this situation before. I've loved all the motorcycles I've had, but in the R1, not the R1, the Fireblade, and I knew it wasn't for me. Simple as. I didn't like it. This wasn't the case. It's happened completely out of the blue with this one. But what I'll do is I'll show you now the Honda and show you what a difference in riding style is. This has done about 25,000 miles, this, and I got it from a lad 500 or 600 yards away that lives, and it's he bought it for his wife, but his wife didn't like it. Lovely V-twin in there, 700cc V-twin, and look at the condition of this. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's in lovely condition, but it's not like the MT. And the thing about this is, it's quiet, I'll give it credit, but it has here handbrake. A lot of people don't realise it because it's automatic. You park it on hill, you can't put it into gear, and it's very easy. And I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen some at motorcycle places where we go with a park on a hill, and next thing, it's somebody's nudged it, and it's because it hasn't been in gear, it's come off the side stand. Just turn that around. You can see I've just turned the ignition on. Mileage is 25,677 miles. It's ABS on it. You can see the riding position, the bars are back. Fuel tank is here. You've got sport mode, and you can actually put it into you have a button that you press and it actually puts it into manual mode, so you can shift automatic manually, put plus and minus, up and down. It's got heater grips on this, but I don't need heater grips. And you can see the condition of it. There's one or two little marks in it where, because this originally had a rack on, I didn't like it, and you can just see here just a little bit of wearing away where they've obviously been sat on it, but it's, and if you look at it from that angle, it's a lovely riding position, and the style of it, it looks mean, as you see, low slung. but it isn't a scooter, it's a motorcycle. I believe the Honda do, I don't know what model it is, but they do another model that's an automatic. I think it's either 650 or a 750, I can't remember which it is, but it's not like this. This was a concept bike, and when it was at the Tokyo Motor Show, I believe, motorcycle show, and they were asked, are you putting this into production? And they got a lot of ask for it, so they put it into production, but it didn't. It was really expensive, it didn't sell. Want everybody's cup of tea. But I have never footboards here, brake, and the rear foot brake works on, let me think, works on one front and rear, but when you pull the front brake on, it works on both discs at the front, something like that. Absolute dream, and I mean that, it's a dream to ride. They said that when they came out they were over engineered, but yeah, we picked that up and I love it, and I think that's had a lot of contribution to me disliking this, well, not wanting to ride it. But there we go. But please, anybody's come across the same feelings that I've come across as regards motorcycle that they've had, and they had to get rid of it, please let me know. I'd just love to know if you put out in the comments to shed light on it, because I don't know where it's come from. It bothers me so much. I've kept it covered up. I mean, it's always had a proper cover on it in the garage here, but sometimes if I'm working out here, I'll uncover it just to look at it. I can't bear to do that now, because I know it's going to be going to some lucky person, or I think's lucky. But yeah, and that is, well, this is what this video is about. And I thought I'd let people know, because I get people asking what are the bikes and that I can see in the background and that, and I've always been a motorcyclist from being 16. I've had them when I was younger, and then when, of course, when I get married and have children, yeah, I couldn't afford one, so I had to come out of it for a while. But as soon as I could, I got back into what I could afford, and I've had them ever since. And I've spent a lot of time and effort on the VF750, completely redoing it, the VF500, completely redoing it, the Z650. That was the first one I got when I could get another motorbike again, and I got that, and that had been dropped a little bit, so I stripped it and did all that. And the condition of them are absolutely fantastic, and if I get a chance, I will show them. And obviously my brother's R1, and when you see that, I think it's under 10,000 miles on it. It's 2000 or 2001 carburetor model, elastic carburetors, and it's immaculate, like all in the Kenny Roberts colours from the factory. It's immaculate, really is. But there you go. So please don't forget, if anybody's come across and it's happened to them, the same situation, please let me know. It might just let me know where it's come from, because I don't know, this is new to me. I haven't come across this before, and it's really taken me by the surprise, really. But don't forget, like and subscribe, and hit that notification for my next videos. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, because this has really set me back a bit. It's upset me a little bit, because I thought I'd be doing a lot of biking. I was going to go out on the road, take the camera with me and what have you on it, but that hadn't happened. So give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and if anybody else wants to put out in the comments about it, please do. It might just help me out a little bit, and I'll take it from there. So yes, this baby will be up for sale. How much, where, I don't know. I'm not in any rush, but like the Z1300 6-cylinder that I had, that was as good a condition as this, and it became really heavy for me, and I had a bad knee at the time before I had it replaced, and I thought I'm gonna have to sell this. It's before it falls over on me, and I can't. Riding is easy. The easy part is manoeuvring the damn thing. It was massive for me, heavy lump, and with a bad knee you were going to ask for problems. So I sold it, and believe it or not, with the Z1300 that I had boxes upon boxes of brand new spares, and I put them all with the bike as a collection. And believe it or not, there were a fuel tank that had and it was ebony colour. There were a fuel tank, brand new, never had paint in it, petrol in it, sorry. It was taped up and sealed. Had a complete exhaust system, and I mean complete, from front to back. Everything to put a new exhaust system on. Had chrome panels, had numerous new fenders, all these parts were new, all labelled up with Kawasaki numbers on. Switch gears, chrome side panels, casings. Oh god, you wouldn't believe it. And I was with me because I got the bike off my friend, and when he purchased it, when he had it, he thought, I'm going to get a load of spares in case I ever drop it on the road, I can replace it all and get back to square one. And he went to Kawasaki Centre at Huddersfield, and he put an order in, and I was with him, and it cost him then for all the spares, and this is a lot of years ago, in the, I think it would be around about 1989, something like that, I would believe, because it was an 83 model. It was one of the better ones that came out, and he spent £3,500 on spares. And when I put it on for sale, I just tried it sat one night, Facebook, put it on Marketplace, and from putting it on, my phone never stopped ringing for 2 days. And a chap came up from London with a trailer, and he wanted me to take a deposit off him. I said, you don't have to. I said, if the bike's not as good as what I've said it is, when you come here, don't buy it. There's no problem. But no one else will get it. You were the first to say you'll give me what I wanted. And he came up with a trailer. He says, can I just have a look at the bits? Not the spares. The bike's fantastic. He said, but I just can't believe there's all these spares. And I opened the boxes up to show him, and he was speechless. He couldn't believe it. He said, do you know, you're probably, I think he was a dealer. He says, but probably you were the only person in Europe, and we're in EU then, that has an exhaust system from front to back, let alone a fuel tank that's never had petrol in it. He said, I can't believe it. It's a complete exhaust system. Yeah, well, every nut and bolt, yeah, everything. He said, I just can't believe it. He said, but it's there in front of me. And he never argued. He strapped the bike on his trailer and off he went, filled his car, and it filled his car up with boxes of new parts. And I once went to a Bradford Motorcycles on Canal Road in Bradford, and I went in there just to see how much an exhaust system would be worth. And I said, excuse me, I said, could you tell me if you can get a Kawasaki Z1300 exhaust system 1983? What, you looking at for rocking horse muck? He said no. He said you might get something like a replica or something, but no. You there ain't one in this country complete from front to back exhaust system. like you're asking, might be able to get you a silencer that's in good condition, or some down headers or that. So no, he said, why are you asking? I said, I have a brand new one at home. And he said, here, you're having me on. You haven't got a complete exhausting for a Z1300 from front to back that's brand new with all the labels still on it. I have, in a box. I'll buy it off you. I looked at him, this is a few years ago as well. He says, before I would even intend on selling it, he says, I'll give you £1,500 for it. That was a lot of years ago. I said, how much? He said, £1,500. I was thinking, yeah. So if I damage mine, what am I going to replace it with? Well, if you ever want to sell it, let me know. I said, I've boxes of brand new spares. I'll buy them off you as well. How much do you want for them? Yeah. But a gentleman's got that. And yeah, whether we're a deal or what, I won't bother. I got more than what I expected from it. But there you go. Right. Ending to this waffling on video. Give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, hit that notification, and please subscribe, because it doesn't cost anything, but it does help my channel. And I'd be interested to find out what people think, especially of this video, because I don't know myself. So as I say, always, please be careful out there. And until the next video, bye for now. Bye.